What's the most guys that will share a horse?
Well, back
Okay.
in the day, like when Roy Duval and them were going, Joe Beaver and I had this conversation. I think they said Whiskey, which was Roy Duval's great bulldown horse, in the slack at Houston had 50 runs, maybe more. Not 100% sure on that number, but I know it was 50-ish.
Slack in Houston over time.
Yeah, in like a day.
Not in a day?
That's what they said, yes.
50 runs in a day?
Yeah. And again, Riley Duval would be the one to ask about that, but I know it was lots and lots and lots of runs.
Good heavens.
You know, they would give him some water and give him a break, but he went after it. And I guess I'm going to say there was a good chance they won the majority of the money on him when there's 100 and some guys entered and you have.
Well, the odds are in his favor.
Right, exactly.
What's the most that you might run on a horse these days?
4 in a slack generally, because you'll have a 4-man buddy group and maybe you have 4 guys on your horse. Like Curtis Cassidy usually has a 4-man buddy group. Tanner Milan, guys like that will haul that horse around. They'll get 4 runs in a day. I mean, unless they're going to another rodeo, like you go Kennewick in the morning and then Bremerton the next night. I'm just throwing stuff.
4 seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're going to run that many in a practice session.
For sure.
You would probably run 8, 10, 12 in a practice session. Yeah. And so he would be gassed for that. I mean, he would have enough gas for that. I mean, but 50, that seems just crazy. Absurd.
But the thing about it, and I think you understand this, a lot of people don't, is it's not the runs that wear a horse out. It's the miles going up and down the road.
Yeah, bouncing in the trailer.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing. You could have a great horse on the ranch or at the arena, and you could run 10 a day on him. It's not going to affect him. But when you start going those 10-hour trips, unloading, saddling, running steers on him, loading them back up, go another 10 hours, that's what wears them.
We have 7 bucking horses, and 5 of them are over 20 years old. And they all have great trips every week because they walk 100 yards to the arena. They get one trip. They turn around, they walk back. They get fed total feeds for 6 days. Then they turn around and walk back. Like they never get on a trailer. And so we are in a little bit of a retirement home,
right,
so to speak, for bucking horses, and we're able to give them 3, 4, 5 extra years. I bought Hang 'em High, went to the NFR. I bought him from Pete Carr. What year is this? I think I bought him in 2017, 7 years ago. Like he was old for Pete 7 years ago, and we've gotten that much use out of him. At least 6 years ago. I think it was 7 though. Regardless, I know what you mean. You take the trailer equation out of it. There's probably a lot of rodeo cowboys that are like that too.
Oh,
like me and Bradley Harder were talking about it. Like, and he said, if they would just bring the Bronx to me, he'd still be entering.
Oh, for sure. But I do think, and you mentioned total feeds, and I think from the time I started rodeo into now, the feed that these horses are getting, whether it's your Purinas or anything like that, another sponsor
but specifically
plug.
Total feeds.
Like my Platinum Performance supplement.
I used to feed Purina.
Right.
Then my mom got a job.
Anyways,
you gonna use that one? You can have that one.
Anyways.
Hey, speaking of other companies that now hate me, you remember when we made the rock and roll denim commercial where I busted the guitar on the front of the Can-Am?
Oh, Wrangler got mad at you, didn't they?
Yeah, I told Luke about it the other day. Apparently, there's a huge Wrangler sticker on that guitar. Whose was it? They brought them. It was somebody's guitar. And, it had a big Wrangler sticker on it. I saw a guy with Wrangler. He was like, ever since that commercial. I was like, well, they're my sponsor. Why wouldn't I make a commercial for them? And he was like, well, no, the guitar. I was like, yeah, we busted it. He was like, well, it had a Wrangler sticker on it. I was like, huh? He said, you didn't know that? I was like, no, I just busted it. He's like, we thought that was personal. Like, we all hate you now. We were just busting guitars, and it was literally one of their guitars.
Well, way to go. You made people hate you.
Now Purina probably hates me.
No, they don't. That Purina's a... Anyways, But I feel, are we going? Let's get back to this.
Let's get back to it. I'm sorry. The not only the traveling affects them, but also the feed program.
I think the feed program that they're on now compared to back when I started, like it was rolled oats and maybe some Omeline was it that these horses got. And
Right.
it was just rolled oats. Now they have so many different feeds out there that help these horses with, with their intestinal functions, supplements that help them with their joints, even just going up and down the road, bouncing, these supplements are so good for them and help them. So you do see a little more longevity out of these horses than you used to. Willie was 22 or 23 years old the last year he went to the NFR. He was a great horse. Gunner was the same way, and obviously these are horses I won championships on, so they, kind of hold a special place in my heart. But
right.
These horses went and got used, but were took care of as they were, getting used at an old age.
Yeah, Levi Lord roped
Oh,
on.
yeah.
He was 24.
Exactly.
What do you think? What horse have you heard of that was the oldest that competed at the NFR?
That's a great question because I think the last year I rode Gunner, or the last year Gunner was at the finals, he was 22 or 23.
Yeah.
Willie was right there with him, 22, 23. So I'm going to say that may be the oldest one.
Yeah. Well,
which is impressive.
Levi Lord's was 24.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
Yeah.
Levi's.
Yeah, we'll do some research.
Do you have people to do that for you, or do you do it?
When I say we'll do some research, that means I will probably Google it later. That's what that means. So
I didn't know if you had a mouse in your pocket when you said we.
I refer to myself as we a lot.
Do you?
I don't know. And I refer to myself in the fourth person a lot, not the third. No.
Fourth.
Normal. I would refer to myself in the fourth person.
What flavor are you drinking?
Kiwi watermelon. You want to try it?
Do you have a new can?
I was about to say, as much as you had to clean the top of that can, I highly doubt you want to try the can that I've put my crusty lips on.